Welcome to today's Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here with us. Today, we're taking a super focused look at something that literally affects every single person stepping into a new job here as an international student or worker. We are talking about workplace safety and labor rights in Taiwan. Look, stepping into a brand new environment is incredibly exciting, right? But it can also be a little overwhelming. You might be sitting there asking yourself, okay, what exactly are the rules? What am I actually responsible for? And honestly, who is looking out for me? Well, that is exactly what we're going to break down today. By the time we wrap up this explainer, you'll be fully equipped with the critical knowledge you need to really empower yourself, protect your rights, and just thrive in your work environment. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's dive into this. Are you truly safe at work? When we hear the word safety, our minds almost always jump straight to hard hats or yellow warning signs. But consider this. Really surprising fact. International students and workers are statistically way more likely to experience a workplace violation simply because they might not know the local standards. It's a real issue. True workplace safety goes so much deeper than just the physical gear you wear. It's about the actual environment you're in, the legal expectations placed upon you, and, most importantly, your own awareness of your rights within the Taiwanese system. If you're stepping into this specific work culture for the very first time, your vulnerability naturally goes up. So true safety, it means having the concrete foundational knowledge to recognize when something just isn't right, and the absolute confidence to address it head-on.
To get us there, our explainer today is built on 4 core pillars. Number 1, essential workplace safety. Number 2, rights and responsibilities. Number 3, handling unreasonable demands. And number 4, Taiwan labor rights awareness.
All right, let's start with Pillar 1, essential workplace safety. This is the absolute bedrock of any job.
So, here is how we actually build that bedrock, step by step. Step 1, comply with safety regulations. Now, I know rules can feel tedious, but they are absolutely not there to slow you down. Under Taiwan's Occupational Safety and Health Act, employers are literally, legally mandated to provide you with proper safety training before you even start your very first shift. Whether you're working in manufacturing, hospitality, whatever, this isn't some optional guideline. It's a strict legal requirement designed specifically to prevent past accidents from happening again. Moving to Step 2, use equipment correctly. This needs to become, well, just a critical daily habit for you. Let's picture a realistic scenario, okay? Say you're an international student working a part-time job in a bustling Type A cafe. That massive espresso machine or the industrial dishwasher, those aren't just your standard household appliances. Operating them without the mandated safety guards, or maybe skipping the proper cleaning protocols, can lead to severe burns or major electrical hazards. It's just not worth the risk. And that brings us to Step 3, report danger immediately when discovered. This is all about active vigilance. In Taiwan, standard protocol actually empowers you to halt your duties, literally stop working, and retreat to a safe location if there's an imminent risk of danger. And you can do this without facing any penalties from your boss. So if you spot a frayed wire or a weird chemical spill, you don't wait around for a supervisor to notice it. You report it right away. Your active participation is what keeps the whole place safe. And honestly, Taiwanese law actively protects employees who blow the whistle on hazardous conditions.
Let's move to Pillar 2 and see how this builds into the broader dynamics of employment, rights and responsibilities.
As you probably know, the workplace is a two-way street. On one side, you have your employee rights. These guarantee that you are owed certain basic, absolutely unalienable standards under Taiwan's Labor Standards Act. What does this mean for you? Well, it means you're legally entitled to the national minimum wage. The government actually adjusts this regularly to keep up with the cost of living. And right now, it sits at 183 NT dollars per hour for part-time workers. Keep that number in mind. On top of that, you are protected by very strict break laws. For example, if you work continuously for 4 hours, you are legally entitled to at least a 30-minute break. No exceptions. But remember that two-way street? On the flip side, we have your employee responsibilities. This requires the diligent execution of your job and strict adherence to those safety protocols we just talked about. You got to show up on time, actually fulfill the tasks outlined in your contract, and follow the safety rules. It's a mutual exchange. When you step up and fulfill your responsibilities, you're actively maintaining the harmony and safety of the whole workplace. And that, in turn, ensures your rights can be fully realized and protected by your employer.
Which brings us to a really crucial topic for your own self-protection. Pillar 3, handling unreasonable demands.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how we define an unreasonable demand. Because look, as much as we all hope for a totally perfect work environment, you might eventually find yourself in a really uncomfortable position. Unreasonable work demands aren't just tasks that are, slightly annoying. We are talking about tasks that cross the line, things that require specific handling principles to protect you from unsafe or totally unfair expectations. For instance, and listen closely to this one, it is highly, highly illegal in Taiwan for an employer to confiscate or hold onto your passport or your residence permit under any circumstances. If a boss ever demands to hold your documents for quote-unquote safekeeping, that is a massive red flag. Huge, totally unreasonable demand. Another example? Being told to work off the clock or being forced to attend mandatory but unpaid training sessions. Nope, not allowed. Knowing exactly how to handle these moments is just such a vital skill. You've got to know how to politely, but very firmly, communicate your boundaries and reject those acceptable requests. And hey, if an employer persists with these illegal demands, you have direct recourse. Taiwan actually operates a dedicated 1955 toll-free counseling and protection hotline specifically for foreign workers. It's a literal lifeline. They offer services in multiple languages and can help you immediately if you are facing coercion, illegal wage deductions, or any unsafe demands. 1955. Remember that number.
All right, moving into our final overarching section today. Pillar 4, Taiwan Labor Rights Awareness. And this brilliantly illustrates the core mission of the material we're covering today, assisting international students in establishing a concrete, working awareness of Taiwan's work and labor rights. Think of this framework as your absolute shield. First and foremost, and this is a big one, before you ever step foot into a workplace in Taiwan, you absolutely must hold a valid work permit. Working without one, even for just a single day or, just for cash in hand under the table, that's a severe violation that can literally result in heavy fines and immediate deportation. It's just not worth it. Once you do have that permit, there are some strict structural limits you've got to follow. During the regular academic semester, international students are legally capped at working a maximum of 20 hours per week. This rule is totally non-negotiable. It's designed specifically to ensure that your primary focus remains on your education, essentially protecting you from being exploited as cheap, full-time labor. Now, the good news? During the summer and winter vacations, that 20-hour limit is completely lifted. But, and this is key, the underlying protections of the Labor Standards Act remain firmly in place. You are still entitled to overtime pay if you go over 8 hours in a single day, and you are absolutely guaranteed at least one regular day off every single 7 days. Understanding this basic framework is like flipping a switch. It transforms you from a vulnerable newcomer into a confident, informed professional who knows exactly where the boundaries lie.
Well, we have covered a lot of crucial ground today, haven't we? From the daily physical habits of safety to the precise legal structures of Taiwan's Labor Standards Act. But here's the thing. Information is only truly useful if you actually use it. So my challenge to you is, how will you apply this awareness to protect your rights today? Think about it. You now know the exact hours you are legally allowed to work as an international student. You know the exact minimum wage you're entitled to, and you have that specific 1955 hotline locked in your memory if those boundaries are ever pushed. Please don't just file this information away in the back of your brain. Let it actually change the way you walk into your next shift. Let it give you the voice to speak up if you spot a hazard, or the courage to ask detailed, specific questions about your employment contract before you even pick up a pen to sign it. You have the knowledge now. The next step is taking absolute ownership of your safety. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Get out there, stay safe, and use your rights well.